First of all, thank you very much for spending our time to attending our interview. So perhaps you may first of all introduce yourself and also your research area.
Hi, I'm Yuki Kurumia. I live in California in the States right now, but originally from Japan. And I'm a clinician and behavior analyst using ACT approach, CBS approach in my practice. And I'm also a researcher and also a professor at Chicago School of Professional Psychology. I'm teaching behavior analysis and ACB, CBS approach to our students. And my research area is, it can be broad, creating psychological flexibility in any area, but mainly probably the interactions between parents and children. At the same time, any burnout situations at the culture, organizational level or the family level of the units. So that's what I have been doing.
Okay, so I just heard about doing research related to see the role of psychological flexibility of parents and perhaps we'll do some interventions that is related to ACT, that is acceptance and commitment therapy. So how did you see about this therapeutic approach in supporting the parents of children with special needs like autism? So what is your view on this?
Yeah, well, especially our Asian, I don't want to overgeneralize it, but my Japanese culture, we tend to hide the fact our children might have some difficulties in their behavior issues or mental issues. And then because of that self-concealment, a lot of parents are experiencing burnout or not being able to reach out and get some support from others. So being able to use ACT and help parents open up, being able to be okay with the current situation so that they can do what they really do care about for their children or for their own husbands and wives or family members. A lot of times we are keeping all the family issues or the challenges within their children, behaviorally or mentally, we are keeping that to the family unit, not sharing that outside of family, and that's not helpful for the parents, that's not helpful for the children, because children are not being able to get the support that they deserve, that they need. Sometimes they might not be able to get assessed, to get a diagnosis. Diagnosis is not the important thing, but for them to be able to get the necessary services, current system requires a diagnosis. So parents not being able to do so is keeping the children away from getting the right services that they need that can be covered by the insurance. So being able to help parents being okay with the current situation, be flexible and accepting the current situation and how, without worrying about how they're going to be perceived by other family members outside of the family unit or the community, that will be helpful for the parents, at the same time for the children to be able to get what they need.
Yes, I absolutely agree, because particularly the accessibility of the service, right? The children, the parents may have an inquiry whether the children do have autism, particularly those behaviors that is different from the other children as well. So I could see there's a lot of frustration and anxiety for these parents. So naturally, if we try to use technology, now, for example, doing mobile applications or some other technological stuff, so as to make ACT as a more accessible intervention for these parents, particularly those vulnerable families. So what do you think about this?
I do think it's a very important point. Every time we do a group parent training using ACT, or even individual parent training or parent consultation, or with children, whatever, we always encounter this high attrition. It's really hard for parents to continue doing the session for their own children or for themselves because of so many barriers they have to commit to. They have to commit to their own families, other siblings to take care of, their parents to take care of, elderly parents to take care of. So it's really hard for parents to stay in touch with us. So technology really, really helps, and being able to get the services they need and help they need at the time they need, being able to open an app or being able to consult with someone online at the time they need. So using a chat box or something to say, hey, this is what's going on, what do you think you can recommend, and being able to do that instant communication is going to be probably very helpful. And one of the target dependent variable in my research with a parent was an parental engagement, knowing that the attrition is really high in a parent training. So that's why I did a remote Zoom training and the time the parents are available. So I made the time-wise very flexible for the parents. However, though, that's not the reality that we can bring out. We cannot be always available for the, whenever parents want to Zoom with us, right? So that study I did was really helpful in terms of the, travel cost was zero. Right, the timing-wise, I was able to accommodate their needs. If it's after the children go to bed, or parents finished all the house chores and everything, they were able to meet with me to do the training, which is great. But that cannot be disseminated across the world if you have a limited number of the trainers or therapists. So the application using technology is the next step. We probably should be combining that, like in Zoom, remote. Being able to do the synchronous remote training and combine with the application on the phone or technology that we can use, that's probably the way we want to go.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Yuki. You have really summarized the importance of why it is important to integrate technology and arts as well. And hopefully we could collaborate with each other to see how we could further disseminate the intervention and also the merit of art, not only in Asian countries as well, but in the rest of the world, so that make it more accessible.
Right, nowadays all these Asian families are moving around to different parts of the globe, so there are needs all over the place, regardless of your culture or language. So.